Good morning, students. Let us begin further. Take thermocol balls or mustard seeds in a bottle and shake the bottles vigorously. The seeds try to move away from each other but stick to the bottle. Why does this happen? Now, due to the friction, the balls get thermocol balls or the mustard seeds they get charged. As the surface of the bottle it is uncharged, and all of you know that uncharged object and the charged object attract each other. The thermocol balls or the mustard seeds they move towards the bottle. Now try this one. To charge an object by contact, or it is also called as charging the object by induction. Now rub a plastic comb against paper. Touch this comb with another uncharged comb. Take the other comb near some pieces of paper. What does this happen? What happens? Or second one, to charge an object by induction. Now rub the comb or a balloon on your hair as shown in the picture and take the comb near a thin trickle of water from the tap. See what happens. Now draw the comb away from the trickle and observe what happens. Now here, when the charged comb is brought close to the flowing water, the water gets attracted towards it, and when the charged comb is taken away from the flowing water, it gets repelled. It gets repelled in as it was initially. At first, the flow of water is not charged. When the negatively charged comb comes near the flowing water, the negative particles in it nearest the comb are pushed away. That part becomes positively charged due to the deficiency of the negative charge. The comb has negative and the water has positive charge. Due to the attraction between these opposite charges, the flowing water is attracted towards the comb. When the comb is taken away, the negative particles in the flowing water comes back to their original position and the positive and the negative charges become equal in number. As a result, the water becomes uncharged again and stop getting attracted to the comb as it is away from it. Now here the question is, why does the charged balloon stick to the wall? We know that the charged and the uncharged object attract each other. So wall is uncharged and the balloon is charged. So naturally the balloon gets stick to the wall. So always remember, the number of positive and the negative charges are equal on an uncharged or the neutral object. The electric charge generated by induction stays only as long as the charged object is near it. Now keep a spent tube light in a dark place. Rub it vigorously with a thin polythene bag. What happens? The tube light is charged due to the friction and it glows. So when the uncharged aluminium ball is brought near a negatively charged balloon, the following things happen. As shown in the figure A, opposite charges is generated on another object by induction and both the objects get attracted towards each other. As in figure B, on touching both the objects become similarly charged. As in figure C, the like charges repel each other. Now let us next see about the gold leaf electroscope. Now gold leaf electroscope, it is a simple device used to detect the electric charge on an object. It consists of a copper rod which has a metal disc at its upper end and two thin gold leaves at the other. The rod is placed in a bottle so that the disc is above the bottle. When an uncharged object is taken near the disc, the leaves remain closed. When the charged object is taken near the disc, both the leaves are charged by the same electric charge and repel each other, that is, move away from each other or open up. So, when we touch the disc with our hand, the leaves collapse because the charge in the leaves goes into the earth through our body and the leaves get discharged. Now, the question asked, can we use leaves of the some other metal instead of gold in the electroscope? Yes, we can use the leaves of some other metal instead of gold. And which property that metal must have? That metal should have, the metal should be malleable and it should be a conductor of electricity. It should be a malleable so that it can be beaten up into the shape of leaves. Now the next question is here, this one, the great scientist about Benjamin Franklin. In the year 1752, Benjamin Franklin conducted an experiment of flying a kite with his son William. The kite was made using silk cloth, deodar wood, and a metal wire. The metal wire was joined in such a way that its one end was on the top of the kite and the other end was joined to the string of the kite. There was lightning in the sky on the day they flew the kite. When the metal wire touched the clouds, the electric charge got transferred from the clouds to the kite. Then the loose string of the kite became taut and the electric charge reached the earth through the string. The spark was seen where the string touched the earth. Thus he showed that the lightning is a form of the electric charge. Now, atmospheric electric charge. We have experienced clouds, thunder and lightning. Sometimes we hear or read that lightning struck a tree or a building and some people or animal were killed. Now, how does this happen? How can we prevent such injury or death? Now, what is that actually happens when there is a lightning in the sky and when the lightning strikes the earth? Now, all of you know that here, when the clouds rub, that time due to the friction, the electricity is generated, and that electric charges, they get attracted towards the earth. Now, and this electric charge, when it falls on the people or the animal, they are killed. Now, how we can prevent such injury or death? What is that actually happens when the lightning in the sky and when lightning strikes the earth? So, when the lightning strikes the earth means electric charges in the cloud come down on the surface of the earth, and temperature of that lightning or the earth, it is much more than the temperature of the sun. Now, when air and the clouds rub against each other in the sky, upper part of the clouds on the upper side, here see in the figure, it becomes positively charged, and the lower side it becomes negatively charged. The science behind the lightning and the lightning strike is complicated. Now let us consider a cloud in the sky with a negatively charged base above the plain ground. When this negative charge on the bottom of the cloud become much larger than the charge on the ground, it starts flowing towards the ground in stages. This happens very fast in less than a second, and heat, light and sound energy is produced along with the electric current. So when the lightning takes place, first we see the lightning falling on the surface of the earth, and then immediately we can, after some time, we hear the thunder also. Now since the speed of the light is more than the speed of the sound, we hear lightning, we see lightning first and then we hear the thunder. Now you probably know that there are electrically charged clouds in the sky. Electricity is attracted towards a tall building or tree. When lightning strikes, an opposite electric charge is generated on the roof of the building or on the top of the tree by induction. Due to the attraction between the opposite charges on the cloud and the building, the charge on the cloud flows to the building. So this is called as the lightning strike. Now, due to the tremendous heat and light generated by the lightning, a chemical reaction occurs between the nitrogen and oxygen in the air, and nitrogen oxide gas is formed. So it mixes with the rainwater, comes down to the earth and supplies nitrogen to the soil, thus improving its fertility. Now, due to the energy of the lightning, the oxygen in the air is converted into ozone. This ozone gas protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. Now, what kind of damage is caused by the lightning strike? Now, lightning strike, it may cause fire and burn the things. It the the person on who it or the animals on it, which when it falls, may also die. So, what measures will you take to prevent the damage caused by lightning? Now, the measures to be taken to prevent the damage caused by the lightning is always put the lightning conductor on tall buildings. Do not stand in open ground, below a tree, or near the electric or the telephone pole during the rain or the thunderstorm. Do not lean on wired fences. Do not use plugged in electrical appliances. Do not swim during thunderstorms. Stay in a pakka house with lightning conductor fitted on it. Now, next is here, this one, what do you mean by the lightning conductor? The lightning conductor, the pointed is a device used for protection from the lightning strike. Now it consists of a long strip of copper strip with one end forked. This end is at the highest part of the building. The other end of the strip is connected to the plate of cast iron. A pit is dug in the ground, coal and salt are filled into the pit. An iron plate is placed upright in the pit. There is also a provision for pouring water into it. This helps to spread the electric charge quickly into the ground and prevent damage. Whenever an electric charge cloud passes over the building, the electric charges flowing towards the building are conducted into the ground through the copper strip, and damage to the building is prevented. When such a lightning conductor earthing is fixed on a tall building, the surrounding area is also protected from lightning. You will get more information about how to get protection from lightning in the lesson on disaster management. So here you can see in the figure, this is the lightning conductor fixed at the top of the building. The other end of this one, it is connected to the, it is placed into the pit. Now that pit is filled with coal and salt, and this cast iron plate is there on the other end of the lightning conductor. Now, why is the upper end of the lightning conductor pointed? Now, we know that the pointed end makes it possible to increase the electric field near the point, and the electric field set up at the pointed end is high. So, if the discharge of the cloud occurs, it would be easily passed through the lightning conductor to the ground and damage to the building is averted. Now, why coal and salt are added to the pit in the ground? Coal and salt is filled in the pit so that there is a provision for pouring water into it. This helps to spread electric charge quickly into the ground and prevent the damage. So I hope this chapter is clear to you.